Good morning and welcome to Salesforce Live Africa. My name is Lucy Coles and I'm one of the partner account managers here at Salesforce looking after our ecosystem across Africa. Thank you very much for joining us today. I have the absolute honor to kick off your experience, and I'm privileged to be joined by two of our esteemed partners at now Ohana, Celeste Court, Director of Customer and Applied Design at Deloitte, and Tian Leroux, Chief Architect and Director at EXAH. So hopefully with the 40 years of combined experience between these two, we'll be able to glean some of the insights into the opportunities that they see coming down the line in the future, as well as a brief review of the last 6 to 9 months. So without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Celeste for some introductions and insights. Over to you, Celeste.
Well, we've certainly seen two big shifts in the market. What I am experiencing in the dialogue with the customers is that it's gone from out of the box to innovation thinking. And certainly in this new COVID reality, our customers are expecting much more of a business transformation coupled with innovation thinking that comes through in the way we help them today.
Great. Thanks for that, Celeste. And could you just give us a little bit of your background and your sort of time at Deloitte?
Yes. I've been in the customer transformation space for quite a long while. I head up Deloitte Digital for Deloitte Consulting, where Salesforce lives as one of the key enabling solutions that we go to market with for our clients.
Perfect. And over to you, Tian. Can you just give us a little bit of background, talk to us a little bit about EXAH?
Yeah, so EXAH started as a consulting company that mostly focused on sales and service processes. And the same thing kept happening. Every time we left the company, about 3 months later, all the old behavior was back. So we learned very quickly that we needed to install a lot of our thinking inside systems. And Salesforce was a natural choice because we were a customer before and we were frustrated with the Salesforce implementation we received. And we weren't surprised because we felt that the methodology for assessing our business wasn't complete. So we developed the entire business around the methodologies for building Salesforce. And so far, it's just been working incredibly, and we just want to keep building on that strength.
Perfect. So thanks for those introductions. I think we've got a much clearer idea of the pedigree that we're dealing with here. So Tian, sticking with you, the last 6 to 9 months, unprecedented times to say the least. I think we're going to hear that comment a lot in the session today. But in terms of your customers, have you experienced a shift in their business challenges that they're articulating to you, and what their expectation is of you as a Salesforce partner and as a trusted advisor?
Yes, so it's interesting that you would say 6 to 9 months. So 9 months ago, obviously, nobody knew what was going to happen, and everybody was still invested. We saw the market growing massively. As soon as COVID hit, we started seeing an initial response from some clients who immediately said, listen, this is going to pass, continue building. We saw others that became a little bit afraid of making immediate decisions. But I'd say about 3 or 4 months ago, we started seeing customers really pick up their heads, really start looking forward. I think the big impetus we're seeing, and that's been strengthening Salesforce, is remote working has been possible in all of the systems that we had built. Suddenly, the last vestiges of the customers who still believed in on-prem software have started disappearing. So we're seeing a massive shift towards those markets, which has shifted us heavily towards integration and towards products such as Community Cloud. So overall, we're very positive about what's happening now. Across the board, all of our clients are investing again.
Perfect. And Celeste, what about you? Coming from Deloitte, sort of a larger GSI, has your experience kind of been the same?
Much the same. We're finding that our clients are in the recover mode, and some of them are actually embracing their new norm in much different ways. And so we're finding that our clients are looking more towards a big African mindset. They are looking at enabling the full enterprise. And so we are certainly not feeling that the market is still contracting. There's definitely an upswing towards innovation-led thinking, digital transformation, and the whole end-to-end enablement of full enterprises.
Okay, I think that's interesting. If we pivot a little bit and sort of explore what is certainly going to be sort of an uncertain future, what, in your opinion, are the things that our joint customers should be prioritizing? What should they be investing in to ensure for sort of a swift recovery and a return to growth?
Lucy, I think there is definitely a focus at the moment because of the swing towards more the upper end of what Salesforce delivers. There's definitely a swing in terms of internal capability building. And so I am finding that the spaces we play at Deloitte Digital is helping our clients set up internally and approach more of a industrialization as to how they set up for automation as well as for digital enablement internally. And so we are helping our clients today make sure that they future-proof themselves internally in order to make sure that the way they enable and the setup that they adopt certainly helps them in their DNA going forward. The second aspect is also, the way of work is changing. The way they define work today is completely different to 6 months ago. And there has been certainly a shift in how they capacitate and how they set up internally in order to cope in this new COVID reality. There is definitely a skills building that we are seeing playing out at our clients today in focusing on the core skills that they need to enable inside the business in order to cope with their COVID reality.
Okay. And Tian, what about you? Are there sort of any big differences that you're now talking to customers about in terms of even just sort of products and solutions and projects that they should be prioritizing over sort of where they might have been 6 months ago?
Absolutely. I think everything's been pushed up a certain gear. The first thing we've seen is that clients prioritize the points that are the most painful. So they would go towards a scramble for the parts of their workforce that cannot actually work, which forced us to develop certain parts earlier than was originally in the scope. Broadly speaking, what we are seeing, though, is that the customer expectations aren't changing. The customers want the same things they wanted the customer of the customer, but the way that the businesses now have to serve that need has suddenly been expedited massively. We're seeing a much faster move towards Commerce Cloud, towards Community Cloud, a much larger emphasis on the integration products inside Salesforce and outside Salesforce, a larger necessity to have a view over all of this. So a lot of this was going to happen in any case. We're just seeing that now suddenly all of this is happening at the same time.
Okay, I think that's really interesting. And a few of the points that Celeste raised, I find interesting around kind of sort of the talent development as well. So we have talked a little bit about sort of solutions and technology, but when we're talking about talent and recruitment, and I'm talking long term, I'm talking Generation Z, Generation Alpha, how pivotal is that to sort of long-term success from a customer and from a partner point of view? Tian?
So for us, ultimately, that's the one thing that has not changed. We have an enormous emphasis in our company on focusing on people who have a relationship with beauty and with quality. We tend to find individuals that don't just love the work they do, but that find some fulfillment in the literally day-to-day work we do. We've also structured all of our processes around it. We have a massive focus on wellness. During COVID, we built a gym in our basement so that our staff could continue training. We have a very comprehensive phantom share scheme in our business, which pushes very close to 75% of the profit of the company back to all the employees. So what that does is you truly start seeing an investment from the staff in terms of their personal development, how it fits into the team, and you genuinely feel the rewards that come with that. In terms of the recruitment we've done is we've looked outside the Salesforce ecosystem a lot. We've employed a lot of full-stack developers that we convert to Salesforce evangelists, and that in itself has been the biggest differentiator for us.
Perfect. And Celeste, any new gyms being built at Deloitte?
Well, we've just moved into our new building, so that's a good thing at Deloitte. But Lucy, if I could say something, the cause for Salesforce is not just about what it enables, but also the social aspects that it deals with as well. Issues such as unemployment, our local market, what's busy happening as a result of COVID. It's all front and center on the minds of our clients, and certainly with Salesforce, we do address the social aspects that come with this pandemic. Our clients today are wanting us to demonstrate that we are actively looking at the market, we are actively looking at the social pressures that has come about as a result of the pandemic. And they are challenging on what we're doing as, within our business to make sure that we maintain responsive and make sure that we do responsible business as we engage with them. So today we are called to demonstrate that we are absolutely playing our part in the economy and that we're actively making a difference in terms of graduates, skills development, junior intakes, and so forth. So our digital academy, our learning facilities, absolutely maintaining the focus on certification and making sure that we continuously invest in the talent development as well as skills building has been front and center in our recruitment as well as our talent development.
That's perfect. And I think the thing that I love about working in the South African market is you guys have obviously given us great details about what you're doing, but any partner or any customer that you speak to, they all have these initiatives. So there's been a real big turnaround in terms of kind of talent development. So it's just very exciting time. So we're kind of wrapping up the session now, but I just wanted to hear from you what you guys are really excited to see at Salesforce Live. I don't know if you've had a look at the agenda recently, but are there any sort of hot topics that you hope are covered? Maybe some of the speakers that we've got coming in from our amazing customers. Celeste, what are you looking forward to?
Lucy, personally, I think this new phenomena where we're dealing with the much more complicated topics around ecosystems thinking, marketplace, the whole e-commerce drive, that's certainly for me front and center, and certainly where we as a business at Deloitte Digital is focused on right now.
Perfect. That's exciting. And Tian, what about you? What are you looking out for?
I think just how mature the actual ecosystem is becoming in Salesforce, how almost every facet of a customer 360 requirement can be done inside Salesforce, how it's possible to be a Salesforce practitioner and just continue focusing on the ecosystem. Really looking forward to some of the sneak peeks that they had given us for some of the technology that comes out. A lot of it will be very boring because it's back-end stuff, but we're equally excited because it makes our lives easier.
Perfect. Being brutally honest with us there. But and just a last one quickly. What about your booths? Is there anything that our customers should be looking out specifically that they can get some intel or some information on if they come and visit you on the exhibition floor today? Celeste?
Lucy, I think for Deloitte Digital, we've certainly come a long way in the last year. We've got phenomenal client success stories and client adventures that we are planning to showcase. On the analytics side, I'm particularly proud of what we've been able to achieve on that front. So certainly number of client success stories and a big upswing on our side in terms of what we were able to achieve this year.
Perfect. And Tian, what about from you? What can we expect if we come and visit you on the exhibition floor today?
I think we've got a nice spread. So we have almost every architect in the business available for calls the entire day. We are available basically across the entire Salesforce spectrum, from Tableau, Commerce Cloud, MuleSoft, all of the core Salesforce products. So we have some representation for all of that, and we'll be able to actually spend time in these sessions to really dive into a problem more than we normally would in the live setting.
Perfect. So at least one benefit of doing it virtually then is that everybody can spend the time and come and find you guys. So that does conclude our session today. It's been short and sweet, but I hope that you found it very insightful. I want to say a big, big thank you to Celeste and Tian for your time. I hope that we've set you up to enjoy an event that is absolutely jam-packed full of content. I hope that you hang around and check out the partner booths. These partners have poured their blood, sweat, and tears into the content, and it's really there to support you and enable you no matter what stage of the digital transformation you're in. So thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.